Hey, how good afternoon, everybody.
There you go. Hi, Matteo.
Hello.
Hi, GB. Joining us from their respective homes. Okay, so simulan na natin yung kwentuhan. Of course, I will start with you, Matteo. How have you been ever since, we had the quarantine, the lockdown, with the pandemic struck? Kamusta yung, how have you been spending your days?
Do I start, GB, or you?
No, Matteo, I was asking, how have you been spending your days ever since, the pandemic started?
All right. Everything has been very, very, how do we say? Everybody, we're all going through the same situation, I guess. It's pretty difficult. But when the pandemic started, we were all in shock. We were all locked in our homes, and we were, I guess, maybe very, very afraid and very scared of what was going to happen. But we also say to ourselves now? What are we going to be doing? We're stuck in the house. What's there to do? People would joke around saying, wala na tayong magagawa dito. But, as days went by, we were actually very busy. There were so many things to do, and there were so many activities to participate in, and that was very, very important to keep sane and just to keep proactive in the things that was happening. So I was very, very lucky that I was involved with different activities that kept me busy throughout the period of the quarantine.
Yeah, it was very interesting, tuning into all your activities. Meron kang, you had stuff on the side of entertainment, you had stuff on the side of advocacy, you've been helping out also. How has it been like?
Everything's fine. I was very, very lucky in the beginning of the quarantine. We were able to conceptualize and put up a show called One Voice PH. And with the help of a lot of kababayans, we were able to raise, I think, almost 15 million pesos, and we were able to help out to a lot of Filipino families with the help of the Philippine Army also. So that was very nice. And right now we conceptualized a new show. Since everybody's at home, we wanted to still make people's dreams come true. So we conceptualized and placed up a show called The Pop Stage. It's an online talent show. It's airing on my Facebook page, and we have a platform already. It's called The Pop Stage. And it was very overwhelming because marami tayong mga audition tapes na we received from all over the country. More than 1,000 different audition tapes, that we had to review, and it was very, very challenging. So that's nice, and so work's starting for all of us, I guess, no? But just be careful and be careful.
You mentioned about dreams coming true, and one of your very own came true recently when you got married. But before we dive into that, let me ask first, let's go to your financial goals. Before you got married, what were the financial goals that you had? And, were you able to achieve them? Meron ka bang timeline na, dapat before ako ikasal, ma-achieve ko na tong mga to?
I'm a person that wanted to get married my mid-20s, no? But right now I'm 30 years old already. Medyo na push back kumbaga yung plano. But I think everything happens for a reason, and everything happens for a reason. But before getting married, of course, I was preparing for that next stage of my life. No, I was preparing for that. That's why I was working and I was trying to do the best I can with my business and work. And I think now that I'm married, things are pretty comfortable. But of course, because of what happened, everything came to a halt, and it was very, very important to strategize and to be smart of what tomorrow will bring and how we attack tomorrow, no? So with the help of Sunlife, of course, we were able to strategize things for the future, and that was a big part of my planning.
I like that portion where you said, after getting married, some of the goals changed, especially with this scenario, and you were able to, adjust when it comes to that. On that note, I'd like to ask GB, is there really a way, like a step-by-step, as to how a couple can prepare for the married life? Meron bang mga financial milestone na dapat ma-achieve muna individually before getting married?
Thank you for asking. So we're actually quite lucky, that we have Matteo on board endorsing Sunlife mutual funds. In fact, when we were, Matteo was a perfect, I guess endorser, because when he was getting started with his career, he was earning money, saving up, and knowing what to do with his money. We were actually in partnership with him, and that's what's so nice about Matteo. As he was getting started, he was getting the basics, covering the basics actually, but for one, he started putting up his money in mutual funds, opened an account, saving up for the future. But I guess for the individuals out there, I guess I'll be mentioning a few concepts or principles, one of which, obviously, if you're still single, hindi ka pa kasal, or preparing to get married, obviously you would have to have the basics. What are the basics? First and foremost, you have to have liquidity. What's liquidity? That's basically cash, emergency funds. This is very, very timely because nowadays, we've been in a lockdown for almost 3 months. Now you have to have emergency cash funds or investments in such as money market funds. Normally, this emergency fund will be something that would, for emergency in the next 3 to 6 months if anything happens to you. Lalo na for those people who are no work, no pay, So kung hindi ka nag-save up or nag-invest, wala kang something for emergency. So you have to have that liquidity. Second, of course, you have to have so money market fund would be best for you for that pillar. The other one would be protection. Obviously, Sunlife has a full gamut of insurance products. You need to have protection in case anything happens to you. Now, protection is very important, life insurance, kasi once you get married, you'll be having a partner, you'll be having kids. Now, so if anything happens to you, you don't want your loved one or the kids, or your wife to be burdened when something happens, critical illness or an accident. So you have to have at least those two, liquidity and protection.
Liquidity and protection. Okay, so those tuned into our Facebook Live right now, to our Sun Talks Live, liquidity and protection, keep that in mind. Now, going back to Matteo, GB was talking about, having a partnership. Now that you're married, of course, you share the financial decisions with someone. Has it been hard for you to adjust? Kasi syempre, sanay ka na before, you make your own decisions when it comes to your money, but now it has to be discussed with your wife now. So was it a difficult adjustment for you?
Hello? Oh, yan, okay. Medyo choppy, sorry. But going to your question, if it was difficult, actually, it's we're still in that process of we're slowly in that process. How do you explain this? We're in that process of shifting from our old lives to our new lives. I don't think it's just a day or two or a week. I think it's gonna take months. Slowly transition to a different, different template. No, we have the template down. We know what we want to do, but I think it takes time to slowly transition to a different kind of style or a different kind of template. And I feel like being in this whole financial journey, financial aspect, and being financially mature, I think it's in a way it's fun. No, it's fun. To know how much you're earning, to know how much, like what GB said, if you're liquid, if you have savings, etc., etc. It's more or less fun. Every week we start paying our own bills now, or all these things, and we joke around and say we're adulting already. No, but we have to look at it as a positive and fun, fun aspect, no?
Excuse me, medyo kinikilig lang ako imagining how you guys are discussing these things. Okay, all right. Sorry, I cannot help but be a fan right now. All right, now speaking of, making decisions together, there's also an aspect of seeking expert advice. So, Matteo, you seek financial experts also when it comes to your decisions. How has it been? Can you tell us about that experience? Kasi I know a lot of people are still uncomfortable going to a professional when it comes to money matters kasi medyo personal yung pera di ba? So, what advice
yes, it's
can you
very
give
personal.
them?
It's very, very personal, but I'm very lucky to have found Sunlife, honestly. This is no bias aside, not because I'm an endorser or all, but because I believe in the company, I trust in the company. The company has so much credibility and they're very, very professional. Actually, it was very funny that a few months after I got married, I talked to my advisor. She called up and just to update our documents and things, no? Because kumbaga, I have a wife, so I have to update things and. Yeah, so it was very interesting, and it was obviously it's very, very new to me, but I'm learning through the process. I'm learning through the process, and it's good fun. It's fun. So I'm very lucky to have prepared for this stage of my life with Sunlife, and I am preparing also for the next. Diba? It's a continuous journey. It's not a one-time, big-time journey. It's a continuous journey that I have with Sunlife. So. Yun, and yes, I do seek professional help because it's very important, especially in times like this. I don't think any of us prepared for this. So this is very, very shocking for all, just in different levels. No, I would like to correct myself when I said the word comfortable kanina when we were talking. No, it's not that I'm comfortable living comfortably now. Of course not, but. I'm just very, very lucky that before this happened, I had, a okay amount of savings that could sustain me a little bit more. But it's very, very important that everybody still plan for the future and think about the future ahead, because times like this, it's a big stop for all of us. And a lot of people, like what GB said, the hand-to-mouth people, the people that work day by day. They're having a more difficult time, So it's very, very important to strategize and think about what's going to happen in the future. Does that make sense, James?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
it's really a journey, diba? It's really a journey. You don't just stop just because you achieve one thing already, because you also have other goals pa that you're moving towards. But on that note, I'd like to go to GB and ask exactly what can one expect from a financial advisor?
Right.
Anong klaseng help or guidance can we expect?
Yeah. So what Mateo's going through, and probably most of this fan base that he has, from getting started to moving up, as yung sabi nga ni Mateo, adulting, no? So you're learning things, maturely. Other than liquidity, protection, you also have to, let's say for example, getting married, you also have to save up for that dream wedding, no? But as you actually move up, that's what you call in the stage of wealth accumulation. Nag-iipon ka na, you're building up. So having said that, wealth accumulation, you have to find the right products for you. No, there are specific products that would really target certain life goals, milestones that you want to accomplish, whether it would be midterm, short term, or long term. No, so later on, probably I can say a few bullet points about that product that is perfect for wealth accumulation, especially for the newlywed millennials, no, that we have in the market.
All right, thank you, GB. And of course, these are the things that you can actually expect from a financial advisor, diba? Na you're guided as to what specific products. Kasi no financial journey is the same. We all have different goals. We all have different risk appetites. So a financial advisor is that person who can help you determine ano ba yung bagay sa'yo, ano yung in perfect timing with your goals. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually have a perfect product for that. No, we call that a target dated funds. We call that Sunlife Achiever funds. No, so for very, very perfect yan, because it's target dated, meaning there's a preset of maturity when that fund will end, no? So case in point, si Matteo, probably I know he would want to transfer to his dream house. So Matteo, I'm sure you're listening to me. We've talked about this before, but gusto pa nga niya maging neighbors pa kami. But we've talked about this before. We have this product, no? We call it the Achiever Fund. So it matures by 2028. So 8 years from now, if you put money, if you invest in this product, by 2028, it will maximize the full earning potential of the equities market. And by the time it matures or it ends, it has that liquidity portion ready for you. So perfect yan for those who are actually, looking towards, in several years from now having that milestone. And then there are other funds as well, a longer fund. We call that the Sunlife Achiever 2038. So Matteo, if ever you'll be preparing for your child's education, perfect yan. By that time it matures, 18 na siya, so you have something for the school funding, university funding.
Nakaka-excite namang isipin niya. Okay. Thank you, JB. At this point, guys, we are ready to go to our Facebook comments section and check out the comments sent by our viewers right now. Matteo, I'm looking forward to hearing your answer to this one. Coming from Jenny Asher Hansinal, what is the best part about being a married man? What can you say have been, how has it, made your life brighter when you became a husband to your wife?
What's that? What's the best part of being a married man, correct?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Many aspects, many things. Well, GB, I recommend it. No, but it's fun. It's really nice because, you're living a dream. Every single day you're living a dream. I think it's also because of, obviously, if you get married, you have to really find the right one. And every day is a learning day, and every day is a growing, learning, proactive day. And it's very, very nice to see your partner grow and to see yourself grow and to realize that you're learning new things every single day about yourself and about your partner, no? So that's what's very nice. And it's nice also because we have dreams for each other individually and as a couple for the future. So I don't think these dreams, I don't think, kumbaga, when people say get married, settled in ka na, ito na, get married, no, it stops there. No, it doesn't stop there. Actually, it starts there, There are big things to come, great things to come, great difference, great changes to come for the future. So that's what I'm very, very excited for, to grow and to learn, kumbaga,
Thank you, Matteo. GB, you heard that? Glowing endorsement from Matteo.
And again, I only endorse what I believe in. I believe in Sunlife, that's why I endorse Sunlife. And I endorse marriage also. So GB, I believe in marriage.
I like the flow of this conversation right now. Okay. A question from Ted Azania goes, how do you manage budgeting now as a married person? I think we touched a little on this one. Would you like to elaborate, Matteo? Budgeting as a married person? Like, do you sit down?
Like I said, we are in the transition period, right? But I don't think it's just a day, boom, this is what we're gonna do. This is, marriage is not like a company or a business. Marriage is real life, and marriage is more of a feel, more of an emotion kind of thing, more of how are you, how am I? It's not like whether you like it or not, this has to be done. No, it's more of a give and take thing. So I think every day is a process. Every month we're learning here and there. So I think also budgeting is going to be very, very important, especially in times like this. It's very, very important. Some of us are not working, and like for instance, I have a restaurant. I don't think we are earning as much as we did before. So we have to change different aspects and work along the template, no, and try to be as efficient as possible. So you just have to work around things, and not a lot of people out there are being very optimistic and very positive about things. There's also a lot of people there that's saying, ito na, wala tayong magawa. Ano mangyayari sa atin? Hindi pwede to, hindi pwede to. But it's nice to have that very positive outlook, positive mindset. Even though this is the circumstances, this is what you can work around it and see the possibilities and try to achieve with the best ways and the best things you can from a situation like this.
I like that you also brought up
marriage, number one.
Cheers to that.
I look up to you.
I will have you're my financial advisor. I'll be your marriage advisor, marriage counselor.
I volunteer to host GB's wedding when the time comes. Okay, now, GB, you handle financial advice. Is it better for couples' finances to be independent of each other? Kasi di ba merong iba na preferred nila or they're more comfortable na eto yung pera ko, akin to, and then magbibigay na lang ako sa'yo. Or dapat ba pag-usapan na same basket for the whole household?
Yeah.
How should it?
So that's a good question. No? So actually, married. I mean, as you, if there's a word, habituate, you're coexisting. Definitely, there are two individuals in a marriage life. No? Although I'm not married, I'm not an expert in married life. No, but definitely in terms of financial independence. Matteo or the wifey, they have their own probably set milestones and goals individually. Now, as you actually get married, you have certain shared responsibilities. Case in point, obviously, if you're planning for a child, so that's a shared responsibility. Paying for bills and stuff like that, expenses, that's shared responsibility. Saving up for that future house or dream vacation. So these are shared responsibilities and shared fulfillment as well. So if both of you are actually into that commitment of investing money, making money work for you, tapping fund managers will make sure that it will maximize the full potential earnings of your investment. Then the fruits of your labor will actually be more it will come into fruition by having that shared responsibility. When you say shared responsibility, ito yung mga certain milestones, like what I mentioned, bring child's education and so on and so forth, dream house. And it's nice that you have shared fulfillment. Maganda yun kung kayong dalawa together, and then you're seeing the fruits of your prosperity. So that's very, very nice. Of course, individually, okay din yun kasi you're living in a purposeful life, both individually as well as a married couple.
On that note, merong tanong dito. I think both of you can pitch in for this one. From Cheryl Jane Pingoy, what advice can you give to millennials who are also eager to have a family or to start a family but are not yet financially stable at the moment? Matteo, would like to go first?
Yeah. Okay. My opinion and my strategy and my mindset is nothing professional like GB, but what I can share is that I don't think you will be 100% ready for anything, for any situation like this. You could be maybe 50, 60, 70% or a certain amount prepared financially, emotionally, mentally, etc. But I feel like, obviously, as a man's perspective, you must bring something to the table and etc. and help out and move the family. And move the family forward. But going back to the question, how do you become financially prepared? I think both of you have. It's very important to have both identities, kumbaga, you know. I have my own job, your partner has your own job, you're successful in your own thing, I'm successful in my own thing, and then we synergize together and we become a solid family together. I believe synergy is very, very important. In a marriage, like going back to the question which GB answered before, is it more important to have independent, what do you say, independent
financially independent of each other?
Independently, being independent financially or as a couple. I think it really depends on the person or the couple style. For me, I have friends that are independently, they do the independent route. I have other friends that are together. But I think it really depends on the style of the couple and what's most comfortable for the couple. But in the end of the day, I believe that a marriage is between two people synergizing to become one greater being. So it's very, very important to be successful and to save in your own aspects from your partner and yourself. You shouldn't depend on your partner lang, or your partner shouldn't depend on yourself. You should, grow together and synergize and be one great being. Do I make sense?
Yeah, I get that, definitely. Yeah. And don't worry about giving, like the expert kind of advice, because we're really looking to you for the practical aspect of it, being in that life stage that we are talking about right now. Jimmy, what's your take on that? Getting or starting a family, but feeling not that financially stable just yet. Should they postpone their plans, or is it okay to proceed, but, take cautions along the way?
Yeah. I guess if you would follow 4 principles, this is something that Sunlife has been espousing. It doesn't have to be grand. Products that we have you can start as low as 1,000 pesos. But the key perspective here is you have to have at least the 4. You have to have the liquidity. I made mention a while ago. 100 pesos lang yon. I'm sure you can afford having that. Building it up for emergency fund. You have to have protection. That's life insurance. We have financial advisors who can provide you those. Wealth accumulation, especially for milestones, whether it would be short-term, mid-term, or long-term goals that you want to accumulate money. You have to have that. That's number 3. And number 4, as you retire, as you build up your wealth, obviously you want to transfer your I guess life savings. And then there's also legacy planning for that. So those are the key 4 pillars that you have to put into perspective. Don't be too intimidated about products such as mutual funds or life insurance. For some of you who don't know, it's very, very cheap to start, and you don't get intimidated. We're here to provide you a lot of advice. We'll assess your risk profile and then guide you through which product is suited for you. So if you want, autopilot type of products like the Achiever Fund that I made mention a while ago, pwede yan. But it's like a Lego building block now. We can customize whatever you're going through, and then we have the right solutions for that.
And I think what I'm picking up also from that, GB, is that the thing is you have to start somewhere. It can be intimidating, yes, but it's important for you to start now, because the thing with the financial journey is it grows or it gets better as you go along the way, diba? But if you don't start right now, then you're not really gonna achieve anything. Yeah. At least if you start now, kahit little by little, diba? Parang speaking of, I'd like to segue to this next question. I think it's very interesting. Matteo, would you take this one? From Micah Angela Elisha Tinimbang, what financial advice can you give a 15-year-old like me? Matteo, when you were 15, do you remember what were you like then? What were you busy with, and what were you like financially when you were 15 years old?
Wait, sorry, the line's very, very choppy. Could you repeat that, please?
Micah Tinimbang is asking, what financial advice can you give a 15-year-old like me?
Oh, wow. All right, what's up, 15-year-old? What's up, Micah? Mika, how are you? Anyways, 15 years old. I was already working when I was 15. Yeah, I was already in show business. 15. I was just starting, but I was still racing back then. But if I could bring back time, I would save more. If I could bring back time, I would save more. I think saving is very, very important. and to teach somebody the discipline of saving is very, very important. So if I could give advice for a 15-year-old, Mika, start saving. Just, you know, $500 a month, 1,000 pesos a month. My little brother, he's 13 years old. You know, we're setting up Sunlife stuff for him also.
Wow.
So it's very, very important. As young as possible, as young as you can, you know, start saving and think about the future. This is all money you're gonna park and you're gonna appreciate 20, 30 years from now. So that's what's nice about it.
Kasi tama, like GB mentioned a while ago, as little as 1,000 pesos, you can actually already start investing. So some of your money you can put into savings, and then the other you can invest so that meron kang accessible na pera, the one that's saved and the one that's invested, this one that you're gonna use many years down the line. And diba, GB, even for a 15-year-old, actually pwede na rin magkaroon ng sariling investment account. Can you tell us more a bit about that?
Yeah, Matteo, I hope you don't mind. We make use of Paolo's case, no? So I remember visiting Mateo's house. Paolo is such an artist. He actually sold some paintings, proceeds from that. So together with the dad, syempre in trust for, hindi pa siya of legal age, no? But the dad actually put up an account in trust for his money that he was able to to profit from his paintings, and then we put it in a fund, in an equity fund, no? Especially if you're starting young, 15 years old. Equity funds would be best for you because whether the market goes up or down, you have enough time to recover and appreciate in terms of the how your investments will grow. So be risky. If I would give you a tip while you're still young, you have enough time to actually accumulate your investments and make it grow over time. No, put it in an equity fund, and then, by the time that you need it, 10 years, 15 years down the road, obviously money has worked for you. So that's what we did for Paolo. No, he idolizes so much his kuya. He opened an account from the proceeds of his paintings, and then the dad opened an account for him under interest for.
So that's a very good tip for all the parents who are tuned in to us right now. Your kids may not be able to open for themselves just yet, but you can open one in trust for, meaning it's like you're kind of sponsoring that account, but it's really in the name of your child or maybe a sibling, like in the case of Matteo and Paolo. So that's something that you can do for them. Para when they grow up, they will see that all the money that they've saved have been invested, and they can now enjoy the fruits of it, right? Okay, so we're down to our last question right now. Throwing this one out to Matteo. A question from Kenny James Cubero. Matteo, what money habits did your parents practice, and how did you feel about those habits now that you are starting your own family?
Oh, wow. What's his name? Kenny James. Thank you very much for the question, brother. Wow. My money habits are my example for my money habits and how I am with my financial journey, my financial goals. It truly reflects how my father and my family has brought me up and taught me. Kumbaga, no? Because my dad's a businessman, and he's there on the computer accounting and really being realistic with the financial journey and financial responsibilities. So now that I'm a husband, I would like to be the same and to do the same for my wife and for my future family. That's very, very important, because if you start as early as now, it will be better for the future. No, you really want to be financially healthy for the future and in the future. So you try to start as soon as possible, as early as possible. Yun.
Okay. Last na lang talaga. Matteo, can you tell us what are your milestones from here on out as a married man and as a future family man? And then for GB, your final words of wisdom for all our viewers. Matteo, would you like to go first?
Well, first off, I'm very, very thankful, and I'm very, very lucky to have met Sunlife in my life. years before I got married, because this has prepared me for the future, for when I have kids, for when 10 years down the road and the future. So I'm very, very thankful for that. My financial journey, my financial goals are marami akong gustong gawin. And with the help of Sunlife, all of this will be possible and can be possible. So I'm taking it step by step, and of course I'm being patient. You must be patient about things like this. So again, to the youth especially, as early as possible, start saving, save, and seek professional help. I think that would be best. Don't be embarrassed, don't be shy about it. Seek professional help. It will help you a lot. Down the long run, it will help you a lot. So do it as soon as possible. And I trust in Sunlife. So check out Sunlife.
Thank you so much, Matteo. And final words of wisdom from GB for those who are, managing their finances at this time of a pandemic.
First and foremost, lastly, thank you, Matteo. I think he said it perfectly to end this conversation, this kwentuhan. For us, with management, we have advisors who will actually guide you, so don't be intimidated. You can do it yourself as well if you visit sunlife.com.ph. We can actually assess you digitally. Even though we're work from home and we're all staying at home, things don't stop. And as far as us providing you advice, making it simpler, and obviously making things brighter for you guys. So that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Sunlife Asset Management Brand Ambassador, Mr. Matteo Guidicelli, and of course, Sunlife Asset Management Head for Agency Sales, Mr. GB Bautista. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us for the very first session of Sun Talks Live.
Ma'am Len, one more thing.
Yes, Matteo, go ahead.
Wishing everybody the best. Always keep safe. And of course, I'd like to say happy birthday to my dear friend and handler, Love De Ocampo. Happy birthday. It's her birthday today. And thank you very much for doing this Sun Talks Live. I'm very excited for also the future episodes. It's going to be very interesting to have the different ambassadors and to see their different styles and how they do things. So that's very nice, and especially everybody's at home. Not everybody, but a lot of people are at home and they want to seek advice. So I think this is the perfect